And we're live. Hello, guys.
Hello.
It's Flip. What's up, John? Dang, John, like
And
the second we go
I was gonna say,
live.
look at John is right in there. He's like, "Hey, everybody, howdy, y'all.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Ange, by the way.
Yes, and we're here with our midweek mini murder sode. Today's not really a murder. Um, Honestly, we're just here to kind of hang out and see how everybody's days are going, honestly. um,
I've got you guys up on my toaster for once, so that way it's a little bit higher.
ooh.
I
So
know.
yeah. What you drinking today, Ange?
I have a big old cup of water
Ooh,
because I
fancy.
feel like butt. So I've just been going through water all day long.
True, true, true. Why do you feel like butt?
Well, let me tell you, I've had a headache since yesterday. Woke up feeling like crap, called out of work, and I have a dry cough, which makes me real nervous. But I have no
Oh,
fever or anything. My whole body hurts. I'm really tired. Everything's inside of my face, and all of that. So we'll just see. Here, we're gonna try again tomorrow. Today was not the day.
Ange has the Rona.
I might.
No.
Here's hoping it's just 2 weeks of hell because we know it's not the flu. So that's good. And this is the weekend that my husband moves for his job, and then my roommate moves in. So it's like, come on in, roommate, come get some of this sickness.
Come get some of the Rona.
Mm. It'll be
Ugh.
fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine. You don't have Rona. John thought he had Rona
No.
too. That's a funny story. I luckily
No.
just had a
Hey,
sinus infection, so
yay. That's what I'm hoping mine is. That's what I'm hoping because it's all of this hurts and that's normal. My ears keep going in and out, so that's normal. Like all
yeah.
that sinus infection crap. It's the dry cough that I'm like, what is this? Normally it's
Yeah.
productive cough.
Hello,
Yeah,
Sam.
John, what was your Rona scare?
It's just
Hi, Sam.
bronchitis. It's just bronchitis.
Just normal crud that everybody gets.
He gets bronchitis all the time. John has the bad lungs.
That's
Yeah, John has the bad lungs.
hey, Marcy. Okay, so Flip, how was your week? What have you been doing since Sunday?
Um, well, Monday I worked, and then yesterday I worked, but Monday, my friend Cass was over here. Um, Bronchitis and allergies.
The allergies. Fun fact.
Monday, my friend Cass was over for a little bit. We watched, Joey and I have this thing where we just watch shitty horror movies that are on Hulu.
Nice.
So we watched Trespassers and Tragedy Girls. Tragedy Girls actually turned out to be a pretty decent movie. It's got
Nice.
the little blonde haired girl from Deadpool.
Mm-hmm.
One of the girls from X-Men. Um, Dennis Quaid's son, whatever the heck his name is.
The other Quaid.
Yeah, the other Quaid. Hi, Mom. What's his name? Josh Hutcherson? PETA? It's got
Oh,
PETA.
yeah, Peter.
And basically, it's about these two girls who do what we do, but instead of just reporting on crimes, they commit the crimes and then they report on them.
That's that's exciting.
Yeah. Just to kind of like spice things up in their town. They want to become like legends. And then what was the other one I said? Oh, Trespassers. Awful movie. Horrendous. Do not waste your time unless you are the kind of person who simply just enjoys watching shitty movies. And you're frozen. I know.
Hey, I keep hearing you breaking up, going.
Yeah.
Am I back?
You're back.
Am I back?
You're
Can you
back.
hear me?
I
Okay.
can hear you.
Hey, your mouth is matching up with your face now.
Oh, yay!
This whole time I haven't had you matching up, so I'm like, well, I'm like mildly concerned, but it'll be
It'll be
Okay.
fine. We'll figure it out. So yeah. What the heck did I say the name of that movie was? Oh, yeah,
Trespassers?
Trespassers. Not good. Basically, it's about two couples that rent a house out in the Mojave Desert, and
Mm-hmm.
they basically just get drunk and high all weekend, and then some people break into the house, and like everybody dies. The end.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna
That's it.
see
No.
Joey. I'm wondering if he's streaming like something on like Hulu or Netflix because we keep freezing.
Make it stop. Fix us. While you check that, just so everybody knows, I finally watched Get Out and I watched Us. And I did them both last night because I'm a nutbag. The thing is, my tolerance for horror is like way up here. And so those, like I'm watching, and one of my friends, Barker, was talking. He's like, Get Out is just Skeleton Key. And I'm like, it's also just Stepford Wives and Rosemary's Baby, if you really want to get into it. And the thing was, then I pulled up some shit later, and Jordan Peele was like, yeah, I absolutely pulled from Rosemary's Baby and
Yeah.
the other one. Like, yeah, that's where it is. But this time, instead of it being a focus on women's rights and everything, it was Black Lives Matter.
Yep.
Come on, guys. It's an innovative film, like both of them are. And I want to be Lupita Nyong'o when I grow up. So there's that.
Yay. Marcy says she can hear us both and we're moving like real people now.
Thank you. We're moving like real people.
I hope so. We're just standing here like robots, just like this.
We're like,
yeah, exactly.
that's so horrible. Everyone's gonna be like, did she fuck up?
Yes. So today
I found the
go
thing
ahead.
that I'd asked you about. So I found it.
Okay, awesome. So today we don't have our box in yet for our Hunt a Killer. Wah wah.
Okay.
They're just a little behind on shipping, which is totally understandable right now. But we should have it in time for next week. I think when I checked, it'll be here Friday. So we should have it in time for next week. You are frozen again.
Find out.
There we go. Wait, nope. Frozen. Okay, I got you back.
Better?
Yes.
Good. I heard you talking in robot, so that's good. Just know that every time I freeze, all I'm hearing you go is,
Oh my goodness. The internet is just crap today.
Welcome.
I'm sorry.
welcome everybody. Welcome to our madness.
Yeah.
Well, and same. And my internet on this little laptop, we were in the middle of a very heated game of Ticket to Ride the other day, and
were you?
it fucking kicked me out and kicked me off, and we were laying down some train track, and we were on a roll, and it took me a while because I had to shut everything down, set it back up, redo my Wi-Fi and all of that, and then get back in. Everybody's patiently waiting, and thank God we have our turn set for like a day and 23 hours, so they were stuck there waiting for me to go next no matter what.
Yeah. Wow.
Whatever. Yes.
So yeah, today we don't necessarily have a murder mystery. And also today's episode is not an episode that refers to the 27 Club. Instead, we have just a true crime story that's really just fucked up. So, let us begin. For those of you who don't watch the news or don't read the news, on May 11th of this year, the New York Times published an article by the Associated Press. Well, I guess we need business internet. Yeah, we do. They published an article by the Associated Press, basically that states that there are documents that federal agents engaged in sexual acts with human trafficking victims.
Charming.
I love it. Don't you?
Exactly the thing that you're not supposed to fucking do. I mean, no matter what, but definitely sex trafficking victims. Good job, guys.
Right.
Good job.
Thank you. So this, of course, happens out in Arizona, where women were forced to live and work in filth and basically just darkness. surviving only on tips they received by performing massages and sexual favors for other men. Of course, there was a special agent who was in charge of Homeland Security, and they described them as Asian females who may or may not be sex trafficking victims. I don't know how you may or may not be a sex trafficking victim. You either are or you aren't. So there was a joint operation between federal agents and local police in western Arizona that led to a rescue of these women, and they credited investigative techniques that helped to crack a transnational criminal organization. So, they have a press conference in 2018 that has documents that show that some of the supervisors actually knew that there were federal undercover agents who were repeatedly paying for and engaging in sex with the victims.
What the fuck?
And then they refused to let the agents testify, which basically just made this entire case collapse. And it's like a 3-year case that collapses because these agents don't testify because obviously they're having sex with these workers themselves. All felony charges were dropped against any of the ringleaders. And of course, now you have these victims who are re-traumatized.
Yeah. Jesus.
By the people who were supposed to be saving their lives.
Yep. Well, and this is one of my big problems when people do the whole, let me go off on a little tangent here. When they do the Blue Lives Matter and All Lives Matter and all that stuff, I'm sitting here going, yes, that's fine and dandy. But here's the thing. There are corrupt people in law enforcement, period. And if the good people in law enforcement do not stand up to the bad people in law enforcement, then this shit happens. And that's when you find out that not only were they doing this to the sex trafficking victims, but people knew about it. And then we're going to make sure that they don't testify to cover this shit up.
Right.
What the fuck? At what point does somebody step in and be a goddamn hero and like fix this? That's just ridiculous. And that's one where like I catch a lot of heat with a lot of the stuff I volunteer for, because when I find something going wrong, I have no problem going up to somebody and saying, hi, this can't happen again.
Right.
And they go, well, no, we just we'll take care of it. But how are you going to take care of it? I'll wait until you type up that email. I'll sit right here and proofread it for you. Because I'm not going to take your word that you're going to type up an email and report to somebody. I want to make sure it gets done.
Right.
Because some of the shit doesn't get done. That's crazy.
Right. Defense attorneys, of course, say that they're like completely outraged when they learned of what the agents were doing. And it's like basically they're saying like, this is our tax money. Like we spend tax money to fund these agencies, and this money is being used to get sex acts. Where there's other things that you could be using this money for, like fighting terrorists or, border patrol. But instead you're getting sex acts from victims. So the agency says that, so first of all, you okay?
Yes, my laptop just rolled over off I almost lost it off the toaster.
So the HSI
the toaster is round, guys.
The HSI is the largest investigative unit of the Department of Homeland Security, which was created after the 9/11 attacks. There are 7,000 HSI agents that have wide-ranging authority to investigate a variety of cross-border crimes, sex and human trafficking. But for all of its power and scope, the HSI receives really little public attention. And a lot of Inspector General reports criticize them for their lax accountability and just oversights of these agents who have been involved in shootings with civilians, and other like investigative journalists.
Well, and that's the thing, that hearing the story, reading about that and everything, this is the first time I've even heard that exists. I don't know why I thought just this was handled by regular cops. And then when you hear about something in your area, or like it's a specialized thing like you see on TV, where CSI versus NCIS, something like that, of course it's something. There's a specific team for it. Duh.
Yeah.
But I'm just learning about it.
So HSI is committed to... Hi, Jules. HSI is committed to placing like the safety of victims at the forefront of their investigation, but conduct by these agents obviously was not consistent with the actual policy that they're supposed to follow. And then HSI's documents and statements by local police and federal government's response to refuted the idea that this was like a rogue action. Like,
okay.
This
isn't just one guy going off the rails. This is epidemic, like we have it.
Yeah, okay. Like this is a few agents that are part of this investigation that are doing this. So here's where it gets kind of like really weird. Like, police in Bullhead City near the border with California and Nevada, where the investigation starts, they say that they were told by HSI that the undercover agents could engage in sexual acts.
Is that true?
The spokeswoman from the Bullhead Police says that detectives were informed by HSI that undercover sexual activity was completely authorized.
Okay. Yeah, firemen are allowed to set fires too. What the fuck?
Apparently. And of course, it's illegal in Arizona for the police to engage in sexual activity with anybody who is a subject of an investigation. So, like, what? Like,
yeah.
Then
no, of course I had permission. Duh, I wouldn't have done it if I hadn't had permission. Right. Please, guys, please.
And then the handbook gets leaked, and it's been confirmed by a retired HSI senior agent that says with supervisor approval, undercover agents can engage in behaviors that are illegal. Are you? Yeah. Is your mic off?
Our world's a mess.
Okay, no.
Nope, it's on. Our world's a mess.
It is. I just don't understand, like, what the heck is going on.
Yeah. No, it took me a moment to go.
Yeah. And then the handbook gives, like, hypotheticals, but it doesn't specifically say anything about sex with, like, sex workers in an investigation. And the existence of the handbook was confirmed in 2017 when the Department of Homeland Security released the manual index in a response to the Freedom of Information Act. And one of the spokeswomen from ICE said that she couldn't comment on any of the documents that weren't released by the agency. So that's why they released it.
Oh, wow. Oh.
So a former HSI administrator says that agents were not allowed to have sexual contact with the investigative subjects, but he said he couldn't remember if that was explicitly in writing.
Y'all, how about we just don't have sex?
Like, it's just morally wrong. How about that?
How about we just don't do it?
How about it's just morally wrong? Like, and he literally says, like, I don't recall the manual saying that I couldn't have sex with them. I just know that that's not something that we shouldn't do.
Oh my God.
It's absolutely outrageous.
People like that, those are the reasons we have tags on irons that say don't iron clothing while on your body.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's people going, well, I didn't say not to, so I did. And I got burned. It didn't say not to, so I did. No. Use your brain.
So this initial sex trafficking investigation begins in May of 2016 after the police received a bunch of complaints about massage parlors that were being used for prostitution. And then the police called HSI in 2018 on suspicion that the women were actually victims of human trafficking, not not that it was just a prostitution ring.
Right.
They spent a 5-month period with HSI where they had undercover agents that documented 17 sexual encounters with women working in 8 different massage parlors. And all of these reports are then signed by supervisors. 2 of the women were designated as victims. Right. They're writing reports saying that this shit is happening.
And here's the thing. So the only place my brain can go is to like, okay, you're doing undercover work and you're trying to bust a drug ring. And so then you start doing drugs to get yourself in with the drug ring or whatever. But here's the thing. You're going in to find victims of sex trafficking. You don't sit there and start having sex with them. Have a conversation. There's got to be some other way.
Like for what I do, like we deal with victims of human trafficking, and there's like a whole like human trafficking tool that we're like supposed to learn to like basically here are like all of your signs that show that somebody is being human trafficked, and then you need to be able to know what those signs are, and then they have like specific questions that they want you to ask, but you need to be able to form your questions in a way that they know you're not just like trying to fill out check boxes. Like you're not going in and like holding that form in your hand and going, have you slept in a different house every night? Like,
yeah.
But you're not just like, hey, if I pay you to have sex with me, will you do it? Like what the fuck?
No.
Like,
yeah.
So 2 of the women were actually designated as victims, and their whereabouts were unknown. But all of the other women were charged with prostitution were initially put in the ICE detention camps. And only one of them is actually facing a deportation hearing. So now you've taken these women who are victims, you've re-victimized them, and then you've thrown them in an internment camp. Let's just name it. Let's call it what it is. You've thrown them in an internment camp.
Yeah.
Like.
Yep. Yeah. What the fuck? It's called getting these people help. You don't throw them in jail. And this is worse than jail.
Like you're charging these women with prostitution. So it sounds like they're blaming the victims. Exactly. You're charging these women with prostitution, throwing them in an internment camp. I'm just so you know, if we ever talk about this in the future, I am going to call it what it is. It is an internment camp. I don't give a shit what politically correct bullshit name they come up with.
Yep.
And then you deport them, where they're very likely to go back to their home country, and this shit is going to happen to them again.
Yeah, where they originally got picked up.
But okay.
What the fuck? Oh, wow.
So
guys, our system's broken, just so you know.
There's
lots of things you can sign and people you can call and get in touch with if this lights your fire.
Yeah.
There are lots of organizations out there you can call and start voicing and volunteering and sending your donation money and everything to help this not fucking happen.
So again, one of the ex-agents, his last name is Garcia, he says that these women were victimized again by the agency that is actually supposed to be protecting them. He says that one of more than 40 police policy experts, sex trafficking researchers, and lawmakers, basically, this shit really makes me upset. So all of these people meet to say, like, yeah, these girls were just re-victimized over and over and over again. And they got 2,100 pages of police reports, photos, videos, and court records that prove that these women were victimized again.
Wow.
Garcia said that he was told by agency officials in Washington, D.C. that they wanted heads to roll, but all of a sudden the issue just disappeared.
Of course.
And the U.S. Attorney's Office received a brief call from ICE, and a spokeswoman told the Howard Center, but no federal violation was made apparent. And there was really just really basic information that was provided to them. In the end, only...
and obviously, I mean...
Right. But in the end, only one supervisor was actually reprimanded. Wasn't fired. He just said, they said, no, don't do that again. Of the 9 people who were originally charged in the investigation, 3 pled guilty to attempted pandering, prostitution, and solicitation. So out of the 9 of them, 6 of them just went scot-free.
Yeah, I didn't do anything. It's fine. Wow.
So,
and that's the thing. How do you fix something like this? Like, the only way I think to fix it would be you have to purge literally everybody that's involved.
Right.
And not just at that level, the level above. Like,
right. All of your supervisors have to go.
With
right.
good people.
Hi, Linda. The case began unraveling in fall of 2019 after defense attorneys obtained some of the evidence that prosecutors planned to present. Mike Wozniak, who briefly represented one of the traffickers, recalled listening to the audio recording, and he said he was in shock. And the audio recording is hi Ryan. The investigation is called Operation Asian Touch. That is the name of the investigation. Operation Asian Touch.
No. No.
What?
No.
Operation Asian Touch. In the recording, they talk about somebody getting a hand job, and then he said that he heard somebody getting a hand job. Like he heard them.
Yeah. You hear that specific noise. That's really an identifiable noise.
I'm sensing some slight racist undertones in the code name. Yeah.
Mildly.
Just mildly.
Well, John, you have to remember, women's lives don't matter, right?
Marcy was like, what? What is that name? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, what the hell? Yeah. And that the defense attorneys for the traffickers are hearing recordings from the police officers asking for hand jobs and then getting hand jobs.
Getting it.
He said that he's worked plenty of other cases with undercover officers who never actually went through with a sexual act.
Okay.
So to him, he says that what he did here, it was, okay, I'm sorry. Wozniak said that he called the lead prosecutor to confirm exactly what was on the tape. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, John. You're right. You're right, though. We aren't people. Women aren't people. Nope. Wozniak called the lead prosecutor to confirm what he was hearing, and she said, yeah, I found it pretty repugnant that they actually engaged in sexual acts with people that, under their theory, would have been victims.
Yeah.
It is fucked up, Sam.
Yeah, 100%.
Defense attorney...
because it is.
Yeah. If this feels wrong to you, it's because it is wrong. Like, in every sense of the word. Defense.
And welcome to our world, because this is the shit that we read. Like, it comes through our little news feeds and the groups that we're in. A lot of people aren't in all the little fucked up groups that we're in, so you're not going to see this. And things like this, for whatever reason, don't make big news unless there's some white girls involved.
Right.
And it's like someone's important's daughter is involved. Other than that, if it's minorities and if it's women, you're not going to really hear about it. And so these are things like we're already lit about for you to get lit about it too, because when you understand these little things, it explains a lot more of what goes on in lawmaking, in providing support for these victims, funding for programs to help them get help, stuff like that. Because it's not there.
So defense attorney Brad Rideout also clearly remembers reading the HSI agent's reports, and he said it was absolutely morally problematic. Again, regardless of what the fuck your handbook says, as a human being, like, what made you think that was okay?
Yeah.
So in September of 2019, Rideout filed a court motion seeking the names and the badge numbers of all of the undercover agents so he could request that all of them testify. Kellen Marlowe, who was the prosecutor, argued that that exceeded the scope of evidence and that the state was required to disclose. And then he said there was going to be no cooperation from federal partners in prosecuting the crimes that they helped investigate. So basically, they were just like, no.
I don't know. These are our friends. We've known them for a long time.
I can't let my buddies,
we can't give you that information.
Rideout, who represented two of the women in the Arizona case, said that he wasn't surprised. Having sex with people they identify as victims is a crime in itself, and they're not going to come out on the stand and testify.
Yeah. Plead the fifth on that one. Jesus.
Hi, Joby. I had to stop the recording because that's why it was freezing.
Suddenly it did get very, very much better. I can see you clearly and hear you clearly.
So we're just going to have to pull it from... Sorry. All right. So sex trafficking experts say that it's sometimes difficult to determine who is and isn't a victim because women are often too scared to be truthful, especially when they're recovered through police actions.
Right.
A 2017 report from the national think tank Polaris said that traffickers typically rotate women through a network of massage parlors and then control them through force or fraud or coercion. Nationally recognized expert.
So that way they're having to do illegal stuff. So that way they won't be coming forward and saying, hey, this illegal thing's happening to me because now you're part of something. Exactly.
When I was getting my human trafficking training, they talk a lot about these women also being like drug dealers and things like that. Because especially when stuff happens, they say, why bother? No one's really here to help me. That is really it. It's unfortunate because they're promised a lifestyle and then, this is the shit they have to live with. What is happening right here? Oh, for some reason we disconnect from Twitch. So if anybody is watching on Twitch, we're back now.
Sorry.
I was like disconnected. Yeah. So, the nationally recognized expert who serves on the Arizona Human Trafficking Council said that in this case, it just deepens the belief that law enforcement actually doesn't help anyone. The massage traffickers use that idea to keep their victims quiet. So she calls this case a terrible demonstration of our behavior as a country. Because when you tell these victims, like, the police aren't going to help you, and then you have the fucking police come in and they victimize you, clearly they're not going to fucking help you.
Yeah.
The International Associations... the International Association of Chiefs of Police. There's a lot of "ofs" in there. Sorry.
Jesus.
The world's largest police organization that provides training courses and materials for federally funded human trafficking task forces, which includes HSI and other federal agents, said that training emphasizes victim awareness. Clearly not. The actions by these agents was definitely out of line and had nothing to do with what they were teaching. No amount of training can replace... And here we go again with this shit. No amount of training can replace the need for written guidelines. You shouldn't have to write that down.
No.
As a human being, you should just know that's fucked up. Don't do that.
Yeah, you should have good people in positions of power. Like, that's the thing. This is something, you are a public servant. You are trying to help people. That is your job. You're not in control. Like, you're not here to police and control people. You are here to help victims.
Right.
And if you can't get that through your mind that you shouldn't have sex with them, then you are in the wrong line of business.
I'm just not understanding. This is that there's this idea that there's some kind of unwritten code What's going on is just a failure of the agency or agencies to have written standards on crucial actions. I fail to understand. I fail to understand, like, why we think that these things need to be written down. Like, I work a job every single day. And right now, we have court on Thursdays through Zoom conferencing. At no point in my head did I think, I'm just going to go to court in my jammies. Nobody will care.
Right.
It's still a court hearing. Like, nobody had to tell me, hey, dress up for court. I just knew. Like, John says the messed up thing is that they probably did think they were helping them despite what they did. Right, because then they were like, oh, well, if I get her to have sex with me, then I can prove that, you know, this is what she's
built
doing.
This relationship. Yeah. Or if anything, I've built this relationship with this victim now. I know they were willing to talk to me because of blah, blah, blah. And it's like, there's other ways to do that. Like, if you went to a house and one of those kids came from a very abusive household and you're sitting there talking to them, you would never grab that kid by the arm and, like, yank them. And that doesn't need to be written down word for word in your paperwork. Please don't abuse the abused children.
Like I fail to understand this.
Yeah.
So few states have grappled with problems in sex trafficking investigations as publicly as Hawaii. In 2014, lawmakers banned on-duty police officers from engaging in any kind of sexual conduct, defined conduct as contact or penetration, amid allegations
that.
They defined it.
They had to, though. That's the bad part.
Right. They said that they had allegations where police officers were having sex with subjects of prostitution investigations, so they specifically had to ban it.
That's bonkers.
Unreal to me. Like, they're like, you know what? No.
That's bonkers.
Nope. Can't do it no more. A year later, a sex trafficking investigation involving a Honolulu police officers and HSI fell apart after the city's chief prosecutor refused to prosecute sexual assault charges against women police officers who were arrested.
Wow.
A defense lawyer said that an undercover officer had stripped naked and made one of the women touch his genitals.
Fire that guy.
HSI's exact role in the investigation was unclear, but a senior agent in Hawaii was among 5 officials who signed a public letter in which police defended their operation.
Wow.
Absent of allegations of sexual contact between agents and victims, HSI conduct has proven troublesome for prosecutors. Of course. How the hell are you going to prosecute somebody when your evidence says, like, hey, the people that we sent in there to figure out if this was happening, they fucked all your victims?
Yeah, they were part of the problem.
Yeah. So now we're going to prosecute you for human trafficking, but we're not going to talk about all of our officers over here who solicited prostitution.
Right. Oh my God.
So in 2018, federal charges against alleged sex traffickers in Hawaii had to be dropped after the prosecutors acknowledged that the HSI agent gave inconsistent information under oath about his destroyed work phone containing messages that he had from one of the victims. So
okay, keep going.
Again, what the problem here is that you are, in a sense, like I the way I think about this is they arrest people for tampering with evidence and tampering with witnesses. You're tampering with a witness by having sex with them.
Yeah. Yep.
Is nobody thinking about that?
And then you're getting rid of your work phone that has all this information on it. You're
Right.
getting rid of
You are
evidence. What the fuck are you doing?
100% tampering with evidence.
Yeah. Yeah. Fire them. That's just me. Fire them.
Honestly, at this point, they deserve to be arrested. Fuck them. Like.
Yep. Yep. There's so many cases like that, though, where you start getting into the corruption within police departments and stuff like that. And I'm just sitting here going, I just don't understand why we're putting them on desk duty. Fucking fire them. Right. It's not that hard. If I can fire somebody at JCPenney for stealing a pair of underwear for their kids, you can fire cops for fucking victims then destroying their phone.
Thank you.
Hey, you can get fired from McDonald's for taking $1 out of the till. You can get fucking fired for shooting something that wasn't coming at you. I'm just saying. These should be fucking fired.
Right. Rideout says that he believes the agent's behavior was not unprecedented. In his experience with law enforcement, these types of things don't just happen in one spot. They happen everywhere. He said it's a consistent pattern of behavior. He sought to see if there were any other HSI policy documents to see if there was a pattern, and they refused to release documents to him.
Because there's a pattern.
Because you guys are out here fucking soliciting prostitution from people who are victims. The vice president for criminal justice at the Liberation Cato Institute said that the Arizona case was just another example of law enforcement not appropriately policing themselves. He says that it's difficult to exaggerate the extent to which the law enforcement community collectively turns a blind eye when its members engage in misconduct.
Y'all.
So
it's why you don't let agencies investigate and police themselves.
Right.
You have to have outside checks and balances for this shit.
So that's that whole article. I hope that the rest of you are all as fucking frustrated as I am. Because why? Yeah. Why is any of this happening? It is fucking 2020.
Yep.
And we can't act as adults.
We can't just do the right thing. That's what bothers me the most. You can't just do the right thing. You have this job. You have a mission. Do your fucking mission and do it correctly. Period. You get paid to do one thing. Fucking do it. Y'all, so here's the thing. Flip sent me a message. She goes, okay, the thing is the box is not going to be in for us to do part 2 of this murder mystery thing. But instead, we're going to talk about this. And sends me this article. And I'm like, yeah, we are. That's exactly what we're talking about, because fuck this noise.
Right.
And the thing is, if you guys aren't aware of it, if y'all were with us since like we first started, we covered the whole transgender murders that were going on in Dallas, that like, because they're transgender and they're women, no one gives a shit. And they were minorities. All of them were minorities. Right. And so they just don't matter. They're not humans. Same thing with these sex trafficking victims. A lot of them are minorities and they're women, and no one gives a shit what happens to them. Hi. That's fucked up. Think about every minority woman in your life. It would matter to me if they suddenly got sex trafficked, and then I found out cops were raping them on top of that, not helping them.
And I mean, I don't. In this article, they consistently say that these men solicited sex from them. If you are a victim of sex trafficking, that is not consensual sex. I don't give a fuck what you say. Like, I just don't.
No.
So,
nope.
You are perpetuating a system of non-consensual sex. With women who... these women don't have a choice. They don't get to say no. So,
and especially when they find out you're an authority figure that's supposed to be trying to help them.
Right.
Like, talk about holding something over someone's head.
Right.
Like, if it wasn't bad enough that the people that captured them are saying, you have to do this, by the way, you also are now involved in drug dealing. So that way, if you get caught, you've done a lot of illegal stuff. So now you're involved. Now you have a cop coming in saying, hi, I can help you, but first. What the fuck?
Shit's sick. Like... When I think of that, all I can think of is like just vile and repugnant and abhorrent. It's awful behavior. And the fact that nobody is doing a goddamn thing about it is the worst. Like,
Yep. Well, thank you for sharing that horrible story, Flip.
you're
I appreciate
welcome.
it.
If you guys have any questions,
Thanks for putting that all in our mind.
I can send you guys the link to the New York Times article.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get you that link. And then if guys, if we find anything in our research, or if you find any great resources for helping these victims and stuff like that, put them our way. We'll put them on our feed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we'd love to get that out there to anybody who is listening and learning about this for the first time and wanting to know what can I actually do to help.
Right.
You know, we can look. We can all look as a group. We can find this. Okay.
Yep.
I have something less traumatic to share.
Yay.
Yay. Okay, for anybody that was with us last Wednesday, we got our Hunt a Killer box. And Flip opened it and we went through all of our first box and we sent in our email saying that we found the murder weapon.
It was cleverly worded.
Cane. It was a cleverly worded email.
I thought I sent it
Did you
to
send me
group.
that one too?
Yeah.
I think you did. Hold on, I may have it right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good evening, Julia. We have discovered a cane in your attic with a circular head and a missing cabochon gem, however you pronounce that. We think we know where the missing gem may be, and you may be interested to know where we found it. Looking forward to a response from you soon. Stay well and be safe. Philippa and Angela and the rest of the Crushed and Pressed fam. You guys are part of it. Yes. And then what time did that go out? Like 9:28 and like 9:33
at night. Yeah.
Yeah, and like immediately got a nice response.
Yes.
From Julia Adler. Julia Adler, I think you're right about the murder weapon. That cane isn't the only thing the police found in the attic that could have caused Viola's injuries, but the size and shape of the ruby it's missing matches the one found on her remains. Bum. If I remember correctly, Viola's mother was carrying a cane matching that description on the day Viola was last seen alive. This seems suspicious, but since the cane was taken away from Olga during the altercation in the theater, anyone who was there at the time could have used it to kill Viola. Meanwhile, I'm going, what altercation was in the theater? What do you mean? Unfortunately, that includes both of my grandparents. Don't forget this lady that asked us to help. Her grandparents are involved in this.
Yes.
My dad always spoke fondly of his parents, but I can't help wondering if he knew them as well as he thought he did. Maybe one of them went to the grave carrying a secret that they never thought anyone would discover. It's bad enough knowing poor Viola was hiding in there all alone for all those years. He was just hidden in that trunk. Anyway. Just waiting for someone to find her. I hate the thought that after hiding her body up there, someone went on with their life as if nothing ever happened. Even more than that, I hate knowing that the killer is still getting away with it more than 80 years later. Whoever's responsible, I want to set the record straight. Viola deserves that much at least. Because y'all, even though Viola was a bitch, she still got murdered, and that's not okay.
She wasn't totally a bitch. Like, I feel for her.
No, she was doing her best. She was just a prima donna.
Yeah.
We know people like her in real life.
Yeah.
They don't deserve to die.
No.
Okay. We've got a real shot at getting to the bottom of this now that you're on the case. Fuck yeah, we do, because we all know what we're doing.
Yes.
Michelle was right. You've been an incredible help. I've been so preoccupied with the board that I couldn't have done this on my own. They're really on the case after this whole mess. Of course they are.
Mm-hmm.
As if it were my idea to turn the theater into a criminal scene.
What if it was, though? I'm just kidding.
I know, right? What if? Okay.
Oh my God.
What if she's a time traveler? Okay. I keep telling them I'm doing everything I can to clear things up as quickly as possible. Now that you've uncovered a concrete lead, I'm hoping they'll get off my back for a while. Knowing you've identified the murder weapon makes me feel better, at least. I'm going to call my friend on the force and... Hold on. I'm going to call my friend on the force and relay what you've discovered. I'll write again as soon as I have an update, and I'll send any other relevant information your way too. Until then, just picture me giving you a standing ovation.
We did it, you guys.
Good job, team. You did it.
Go team, go.
We got the weapon. Yeah.
Go team,
so as soon
go.
as we get that next box, talks, like I said, hopefully in time for next Wednesday. Then we'll dive into that and keep going with this. So if you missed last Wednesday's episode, and it was not mini, guys. The thing is like 2 hours long.
It was a 2 hour
hop
long
on
video.
in.
I'm sorry, you guys.
Yeah. Set us up on your laptop, let that play while you do dishes, and just listen. And then every once in a while we go, look at this, then turn and look and see what we're showing you, because they sent us physical evidence. But it's a great one, and we had so many of y'all that were watching got involved, and it was really fun and helpful and exciting. And you get to see us living our best little crime-solving lives. We're just so happy to be alive during that.
True story. With that being said, let me get out the big fancy book of ideas.
Thank you. Y'all. Sundays at 7. So join us this Sunday at 7 for sure.
7. Definitely join us. We are going to be covering Ron Pigpen McKiernan. Like I said, he was mentioned in the Janis Joplin episode. He's one of Janis Joplin's many lovers.
Yay! All comes back.
And then we are going to cover Jean-Michel Basquiat. I don't know. I'll figure it out before then.
We'll find out.
We'll find out. Ron Pigpen is from the Grateful Dead, and Jean-Michel was a famous artist, and we're going to have some art up to show you guys. Gamer. Okay. Sorry, I was looking at Twitch. We're going to have some art up to show you guys. Hopefully that'll kind of help you kind of know who Jean-Michel is. If any of you out there are teeny boppers who shop at like Forever 21, they did a collaboration with him.
That's fun.
Yes. And then with those two, with Jean-Michel, that really takes us into our 80s and 90s. We leave the 60s and 70s and hop into the 80s and 90s. So after that, we will be talking about Kurt Cobain, followed quickly by Amy Winehouse, and we all get to see Ange dress up as Amy Winehouse. Yay!
I may do it again. That could be fun.
Ooh. And for Kurt Cobain, I'm gonna put on my grungiest grunge.
We encourage you all to dress up too. Yes. I mean, by all means, please get yourself in costume. Send us a picture. We would love to share it on our social media. We would love to share it. Or if you want to share on your social media, make sure you hashtag Crushed and Pressed Podcast, so we see it. Yes, thank you so much.
And then after that, we're of course going to have our season wrap up, where we'll discuss some more just kind of mini things that are involved in your 27 club. Wow, I feel like this season went by a lot faster than like I expected it to.
I know. I know, same. I was like, this is going to take months. It took like 1 month.
Yeah, I think that season.
The other thing you guys need to be aware of, so me and Flip are going to be involved in something theatrical soon, fingers crossed, and it involves both of us, and we are doing our best to keep our schedule as normal as possible.
Absolutely.
And not have rehearsals and showtimes covering that. But we will, of course, update you guys with posts if anything gets moved, like if we whatever on a Sunday.
Yes.
And we need to go live on Monday instead. We'll let you guys know.
We will definitely let you know.
Please don't get mad at us.
No. And if anything, you know, if we absolutely need to, we can pop up some pre-recorded stuff too for you guys. That way we keep our schedule as regular as possible.
Yes.
And then as we start going back into normal life, you know, whenever the hell that happens, we will, of course, keep you updated on everything that goes on. But you can also, you know, just follow us on social media. It's right here below my face, down there. Right down there. So you can follow us on Facebook at Crushed and Pressed Pod. You can follow us on Instagram at Crushed and Pressed _pod. You could follow us on Discord. It would be cool to chat with you guys in Discord. You can follow us on Twitter at Crushed and Pressed. Please follow us on Twitter. Like, nobody follows us on Twitter, so I never have anything to post because nobody talks to me.
Challenge her deeply. Start linking her to articles specifically on Twitter.
Please do.
Tag her.
Hi, Barbara. My Auntie Barbara is watching.
Hello. Welcome.
But yeah, so if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, you know where to drop them into the comments there, or slide into our DMs. And do you have anything else that we want to talk about?
No, my brain is so fried from today and just not feeling good.
I know. Angela's not been feeling
the
greatest today.
Sorry, friends. I'll try to get it together by Sunday.
Right. Hopefully one day I'll have a really interesting story to tell you guys. I have to keep it to myself right now, but hopefully one day I will have a really interesting story to tell you guys.
Yay. I know. Yeah, y'all send us any personal stories that you have that you're willing to share. That would be great.
Oh, and just so you guys know, we are still working on the Save Jamie case. And shit is getting really weird.
You nuts? Because it was just last night, right? Y'all got another one last night?
Yeah. Oh, it was so creepy. So insanely creepy. Hold on, let me pull it up. I looked at it this morning.
Just hearing about this for the first time. This is a virtual escape room that's going on, all over the world?
Yes, and I just accidentally stumbled upon it. Like, it just happened. Like, Ange said that we're in some weird Facebook groups, and we stumbled upon it, and it really, really, really scared me to see it. Oh. Wait, I didn't see this one. I didn't see that one.
No, these are like video clues that you get.
Yeah, I heard there's nothing new today. I didn't see the one about her screaming and that person losing their breath. Today, the last thing that went up was 22 hours ago. I'm on the Discord right now. The last thing that was shown was 22 hours ago, and there's a couple of photos. And this is the first one you see, and it scared the living shit out of me.
Jesus. Involving nuns, bless them.
Yes.
Old ladies.
It's the video of Victor. Oh no, there's a photo with nuns in it, Sam. But yeah, it's this picture of this like nun, and like her eyes are like, you know when you have blue eyes and it has that like that light cast.
Ew.
And it scared me. There's this photo here of people in gas masks. It's Ange. It's Lovely. Ange at the last electric rodeo show.
Yes, it is. Look at me, one of the girls in gas masks.
This disgusting plate of centipedes eating or drinking milk.
It's a lot of posts.
I was talking about the previous video. Oh yeah, that was weird.
Oh my God.
This deformed Teletubby that looks like it's made out of human skin. And then
this is exciting shit, and this is happening to them like at nighttime.
Yes.
So it's at nighttime. It's like, let's look into these. Oh my God! And it's
and
like
then
11 p.m. and they're finding this.
Yeah, I see. Barbara said, "Ew." It's so gross. And then this picture of a horse with creepy glowing eyes.
And we're doing for fun.
That's we're doing this for fun, you guys. Again,
we can't just watch horror movies and research serial killers on our own. We gotta get involved in it like it's real life.
Again, 100% accidental.
Lord.
And it spiraled into something that I didn't think it was going to.
Yeah.
But it's also great, and it's a really fun way to get all your friends together, because we're like sending messages to our separate group at like midnight, like 1 a.m, where we're like, new clue is up, go look at it.
Yeah, I got this message at 3 a.m. Go to the Discord, blah, blah, blah. And I wake up and I'm like, you creepy weirdos, what is going on? I was involved for day 1. And then I started getting stomach pains. I was like, I got to quit. And then day 2, I missed because I was involved in something else. So now I'm way behind. And it's like, next time y'all hop on, I've got to hop back in and see where this is at.
Yeah, hop back in.
Because it's just bonkers.
Really, at this point, I don't think we've solved anything with the last 3 clues. So there's a video that is a bunch of voicemails to Jamie from her parents or from her mom, with like a video in the background, and over certain words it flashes like static, and I thought that maybe it had something to do with it, but I think Marissa said that she kind of has a solution for that. Nice. The second one was the video of Victor, and then the third clue is that new set of pictures. But I honestly haven't had a chance to check the Discord today, so I'm not 100% sure what's going on. But in the Discord, you're talking to people all over the country, all over the world who
Yep.
have seen this. Um, Me, Marissa, and
Savannah.
Savannah will let you in on it. Please
Sad.
do. I was like, who's sad? Yeah.
Sad.
Ange and I have to get all caught up because I do read the group messages, but sometimes I go to bed early and I don't get a chance to.
Same. Sometimes I take a day off just to watch creepy movies by myself in my living room, y'all.
Right.
It's all about self-care.
But yeah, so when we get more updates on that, that'll be something fun. I would have loved to be able to do it with all of you guys, but it is intense. So it is definitely
No,
not
and
something.
trying to do it on this medium is bonkers.
Yeah, it's intense and it's not really something that we can do live, but as we get more updates and stuff, we'll definitely keep you guys posted. It's fun. It's really scary. And it's super scary to see at midnight or 3 a.m. Like,
because okay, so we got real life escape room shit going on. We've got our hunt a killer shit going on, and then we're researching rock stars and how they died. We're healthy, guys. We're doing great.
Yes,
this is what we love.
Ange and I have spent our
little
entire quarantine doing wild things, and occasionally playing video games. You know.
Yeah. Every once in a while, I gotta stop and play Best Fiends.
Just occasionally.
Jackbox. Okay, speaking of which, I gotta get out of here. I'm meeting with my realtor in like an hour via Zoom because that's what you do now.
That's how the world works. All right, you guys.
Thanks,
again,
guys. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, slide into our DMs, leave us a comment, send us cool stuff. Everything is down below me here.
And then thank you.
Go ahead.
Oh, so do we have a thought from Joey?
Oh,
do we have a thought from Joey?
Let me. Bye, Jules. Let me get him.
Bye-bye. Thank you. And thank you to the Last Electric Rodeo Band for letting us use their song Bronze Age of Horror as our outro every episode that we do. You guys, it's a real jam. Go listen to it. Also, check them out at lastelectricrodeo.com, on Facebook at Last Electric Rodeo. And if you start going through their social media, you'll see pictures of me hula hooping as Trinity the Hula Hooper. So go stalk them.
Yes.
It's fun.
And if you guys need to get caught up on anything, just remember, all of our videos are there. Joey is actively getting the YouTube back up and current. So we're getting there. And once all of our podcasts are also all of our audio is downloaded, you can find us anywhere that you can find podcasts. Literally anywhere.
Yeah. So if you don't care about seeing our beautiful mugs, you just want to hear the information,
right,
you're gonna be able to do that soon.
Just want to hear me talk about stuff, you can. Why is this not loading? I need the
song.
Oh, there we go. I got it. All right, you guys.
Joey, give us a thought.
Yeah, what's your thought, Joey?
I don't know.
Come on, have a thought.
I don't have any thoughts.
Joey said he doesn't have any thoughts.
Okay, he has no thoughts.
None? You don't have a thought for today?
Turkey burgers are tasty.
Joey says turkey burgers are tasty. They are.
That's true.
That's what we're having for dinner. All right, you guys, have a wonderful rest of your week. We will see you Sunday at 7 with another episode of the 27 Club. Peace out, Cub Scouts.
now golden and silver age and not to be slighted. I'm sorry to say, but she's just not invited. Mountain Black, she's a thing of the past. To get into this body, you need no glass. Our jukebox is never out of order. We are the Bronze Age of horror.
It's not Halloween if it's April Fool, 'cause critters rule and ghoulies drool. So talk to the hand, leather face. Make way for the killer clowns from outer space.
Bronze Age of horror. I'm a toxic avenger. I'm a hellboy. Where's my army of darkness? Come on, make some noise. It's a swamp thing. It's a native life. Pumpkinhead with a fork and Chucky with a knife. Monster matches and bring of the past. To get into this body, you need no class. You didn't know we're right around the corner. We are the Bronze Age of horror.
I give the ring the finger. Blair Witch can be my Freddy, Jason, you're just alright. But we're hanging with the gremlins just after midnight.
We are the Bronze Age of horror. The Bronze Age of horror.
Underworld was overrated, and Blade made me wanna be sedated. Ghostface just made me mad. I only scream 'cause it sucks so bad. Who's grateful for the Walking Dead? And Twilight could suck up. Buffy wasn't a total bummer, but I